100 here in California. The biggest issues for tribes basically are inherent in what some of the panelists spoke here today is the intersection between federal law and state law. Since tribal matters are inherently federal, and for the most part, they're not under state, in this case California's jurisdiction for most of the laws, it's a real tough one for tribes because the feds are very clear about where they're coming from, and I think Greg mentioned it earlier. They steadfastly enforce you mentioned the Schedule 1 designation of marijuana, and it's a product. They don't mince words about it. You ask them about it, you get a letter back from them, tell them it's illegal, period. So for tribes, they basically have two issues. One would be some of the environmental issues that were spoken about by the panelists also. And I think to the extent that the state's law, California's law, deals and addresses the environmental concerns of the tribes that might have cultivation on their reservations, that's probably not a problem. In terms of the rest of the gamut of cannabis, I think tribal interests have a real difficult process. Their lands, by the way, are federal lands by designation. They belong to the federal government. And so it makes it more difficult for them to get outside of the, if you will, the direct jurisdiction of the federal government. So if I had two things I'd say that the tribes would look for in terms of changes, number one, bar none, would be the designation of marijuana as a schedulable drug. Until that changes, where cases like Greg's are certainly beneficial, it's a very nuanced law that Greg's talking about. It has to do with the plenary power of Congress and its ability to restrict the enforcement of something. But until they actually change what it is they're enforcing, it's going to be a long struggle for Greg. The other one is environmental. I think that no one's going to come in and say that the state can't regulate or impose environmental issues as long as the tribes themselves also want those on their reservations. With that, since I only have 5 minutes, I'll pass it over.
Thank you, Mark.